Introducing GForceTV. GForceTV.net is your new source for action overload. Featuring free live programming year-round and countless hours of on-demand video, GForceTV will be your first stop whenever you want to see the latest and hottest racing action. See live Friday Night Excitement weekly from Washougal Speedway, and watch the stars of tomorrow make a name for themselves during Thursday night's live microsprint racing. GForceTV is also the new home for Rivals Race Chat. Watch weekly as Clinton Jeffrey and Adam Ross discuss all the hot topics in the world of motorsports. For iRacing fans, GForceTV has you covered with hours of live broadcasting from Rivals and GForceTV racing leagues. GForceTV promises to deliver motorsports, esports, and action sports you want to see, along with talk shows and vlogs to keep you connected to the lifestyle you love. Visit GForceTV.net today to subscribe for free. Sit back, hold on, and feel the G's on GForceTV.
Well, good evening, everybody, and welcome to another edition of a Thursday Night Thunder for the GeForce Racing Leagues. And more specifically tonight, it's the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. And tonight, we're live from the Fairbury Speedway in the great state of Illinois. Good evening, everybody. I'm Sean Neisted. Glad to have you with us for some Thursday Night Thunder action as we bring you in trackside and get you set for all of tonight's action. And we do so, as always, with the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show. As cars continue on out here in some practice, some last few minutes of practice, and then we'll get into the action here tonight. I want to remind you that the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show is brought to us by Gambler Motorsports, an esports racing team. They compete all across iRacing. I mean, if you can think of it on iRacing, they do it. Dirt races, sports cars, paved, oval, endurance races. They were in the 24 Hours of Daytona. They compete in Le Mans. Learn more about them. Head on over to Gambler Motorsports on Facebook and give them a follow. Tonight's event about one of about 19 different leagues going on this week for the GeForce Racing Leagues. You can learn more about them by going online to GForceRL.com. And hey, if you haven't done so, head there or check them out on their Facebook page. Sometime here real soon, they've got some very important races coming up. A charity event coming up here to end of the month of February. 2 days of racing with these big block, or with some 358 modified. It's going to be a great time for a great cause. You can learn more about that. Head on over to GeForce Racing Leagues on Facebook or online at www.GForceRL.com. See the cars making their way around the Fairbury Speedway, a tight little racetrack, so we're going to see plenty of action out here on the Speedway here tonight as the drivers are going to have their hands full with these modifieds on this little racetrack. Hey, speaking of drivers having their hands full, the whole field this year has really had their hands full with that driver you see parked down there on the infield, the Carolina Tea Company, number 677, Field Miller. Miller coming off the win last week at the Volusia Speedway, and boy, has he looked good all season long. Well, how good has he looked? Well, that brings us up to our Need Speed Motorsports points update, as I want to remind you, Need Speed Motorsports on Facebook. They can get your cars looking great for all of your iRacing, no matter your talent level or your flavor of racing. They can get you set up with some great looking cars over there at NSM Wraps. That's Need Speed Motorsports. Let's take a look at the point standings coming into this event here this evening. And there you see the name atop the charts. Field Miller is your points leader with that win last week in the Carolina Tea Company 677. Kyle Parker coming into tonight, number 2 in the point standings. And Kyle, the only driver to have multiple feature wins in these Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. He's got 2 feature wins to his credit in that 013 car, who also parked down there on the infield right now. Other cars still continuing on with their practice. Aiden Young, currently number 3 in the point standings. Nicholas Vickery sits number 4 in the points. And Chris Steele, the driver of the number 80, he completes the top 5. Daniel Blau, who we saw him out there practicing in the 17 ride, he sits number 6. Justin Sick in the 15S comes into tonight 7th. Jeffrey Barker 8th in the point standings. Austin Gravy is 9th. And John Hine rounding out your top 10 in the point standings. That is a look at your NSM Wraps points update coming into tonight's program here at the Fairbury Speedway. Looks like all the cars have gone pit side. Drivers meeting going on down there. Last minute instructions from the officials here tonight. And tell you what, I would not want to be one of the officials working on this event here this evening. This track, good and small. It's going to produce some great racing, just like we saw Monday night with the A&J Custom Creations Renegades 360 Sprint Car Series. But it's a handful for these drivers. They're going to have their hands full with not only the competition, but also just making sure they get around this racetrack. As you take a look at the feature winners so far this season, down there on the bottom of the screen for these Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds, part of your NSM Wraps update here tonight on the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show. We take a little look all around the Fairbury Speedway here tonight. You see the scoring booth right there atop the flag stand on the front straightaway. Last week's winner coming up here on the screen. You see Week 8 winner Kyle Parker. Week 9 last week, that was at Volusia, and that was when Ludovic Buisson, or I'm sorry, that was when Field Miller got his first win of the series that he's been leading the points standings of for a good bit of the season. Cars making their way onto the track. See Andrew Smith out there in the 79 ride. You see him in action here tonight as the drivers continue to get ready for the Vanderbilt qualifications coming up just around the corner. Looking at lap times here, yeah, they're pretty quick. A 12:58 for Jeremy Prey, who's atop the standings tonight. Ludovic Buisson, a 12:60. AJ Abreda, who, by the way, picked up the win in the 3:58s about a half hour ago. He's got the third quick time here in practice. Kyle Parker, who we talked about with the multiple wins, at 12:65. And there you see Field Miller in the 5th spot thus far in practice times. Drivers pretty tight out there on the track for fast times out there on the speedway so far tonight. So that should bode well for our competition here this evening. Look at some of the other drivers making their way around the track. See Brennan Lacey is out here. The 414 got the front end in the air. Brennan coming off the second place run earlier tonight in the 3:58. So look for good things out of that driver, who's got a feature win this year in the Renegade Series over in 360 Sprint Car competition. Francis Major, well, that's not the best show for him, but he looked a lot better earlier tonight. Came out of the B main in the 358s and put the 25 machine up into a top 5 run. In fact, that's where he finished, in the 5th spot after coming out of the consolation earlier this evening in the 358s. The rest of the top 5, Steve Shaw was 3rd, and Zane Walters finished in the 4th spot earlier this evening in 358 competition. Vanderbilt qualifying next on to the speedway. The team's about to make their way onto the racetrack, and yeah, we'll start to get a look at some of the drivers out here. Brennan Lacey is on the track, the 414. See if we can get some time start to show up out here as they'll see them come in on the ticker and also on the tower on the screen. See Brennan Lacey really getting that front end in the air. He'll make his way down the stripe. Also taking a look here. AJ Abreda is going to go to the top of the charts, the 322. You see 22 on the car. He right now sits quick time. Now Field Miller going to go to the top of the charts. So the Carolina T, 677, fresh off that win last week, looking good up front in Vanderbilt qualifications. A 12.963 his time. Abreda, Jeremy Prey, Brennan Lacey, John Hine, your top 5 in qualification times right now. Let's see if we can get a look at any other drivers making their way around the track. There you see Francis Majors spinning it around. Philip Gahm on the track. There's the 32 with an O. He just finished up his qualifying efforts. Kyle Parker. Let's take a look at this driver. One of those drivers in the points hunt here. There he is out there, the Spartan Racing 013 on the clock, and he's going to jump up to 4th quick for Kyle Parker, a 13.096. See Kyle Moonen in the field tonight. See if he what he puts down for a time. Get a look at him. There's Kyle Moonen, the 24 machine, starting to make his way around the track. He'll get ready to put the lap into the books. 13.49 for Moonen. Ooh, a little contact on the wall there. Going to slow him down. So there you see also on the tower, Ludovic Buisson jumping into the top 5 there with a 13.122. So just over 20 cars here tonight. 19 of them have taken time thus far in Vanderbilt qualifications. Again, qualifications brought to us by Vanderbilt, a proud supporter of the GForce Racing Leagues. They're headquartered over in Rochester, Minnesota. They put a focus on fun and friendly competition. So it looks like Steve Goldner and Zach Chapman, the 2 cars who have not taken time thus far for our Vanderbilt qualifications. And that should just about get us into heat race action here tonight. By the way, good evening, everyone. I'm Sean Neested. Scotty Tuhati, Scotty DeYoung, a little under the weather tonight. So, yeah, you wanted the best. You got me instead. Sorry, everybody. We'll do our best to get you through tonight's show. And I know we're going to have a good one with all these drivers out here on the track. So, buckle up. A lot of good racing coming up here tonight as we get set for our first heat race, brought to us by A&J Custom Creations. Let's take a look at the starting grid for this one as the field starts to form up. Nicholas Vickery on the pole, the 00 machine. New look for him here tonight. Brennan Lacey going to start on the outside of row number 1. Row 2 going to be made up of that 013 of Kyle Parker on the inside. Outside, that'll be Phil Miller, the 677, your points leader. Steven Spees, the 055, he'll start inside the 3rd row. Kyle Moonen, the 24, going to line up next to him. Moonen, by the way, sits atop the point standings for Monday night's competition with the A&J Custom Creations Renegade Series, also doing very well in the Elite Series. Austin Graby, the 087, going to come off the back for heat race number 1. Again, it's brought to us by A&J Custom Creations, where they specialize in laser engraving and CNC machining. A&J Custom Creations puts its craftsmanship to work in every wood trophy and plaque that they produce. A&J provides trophies and plaques for all of the GForce Racing League Division champions. You can contact Andy Patton to order your custom creation today. Andy, not just a supporter of the GForce Racing Leagues, he's a competitor as well. Very, very cool. Just about set to go. We will get the green flag off of turn number 4. Nicholas Vickery, Brennan Lacey, side by side. A&J Custom Creations Renegades Heat 1 underway. Top 4 directly to tonight's A main as we rush them on down on a very tacky racetrack here early on in the evening. Brennan Lacey, your early leader. Phil Miller up to that 2nd spot. Now Vickery trying to battle back on the bottom in that 00 ride. Kyle Moonen now into the final transfer spot. You see the 24 on the top shelf, making things happen as they head on down to turn number 3. Moonen's got a run on the top. Here he comes after Field Miller. They'll have to get in line as they head on down into turn number 1. Working the top of the racetrack and now down the back straightaway. You see your 4 transfer cars right there. 1, 2, 3, 4. With Steven Speed going out of the transfer spot back there in the 5th position. Brennan Lacey is your race leader, but he has Field Miller all over him as they work themselves down the front straightaway. We'll go on board the 677 of Miller. Ooh, real close there with Lacey as you saw him head on down through the corner. Now down here, I believe this is 3. Off of turn number 4 as we go on board. Your points leader with 3 laps to go. Good sound there, even with this racetrack being really fresh and a lot of grip. You can still hear Phil Miller working the throttle. 2 laps to go on this one as Miller looks for the lead, but Brennan Lacey continues with it. Out front is your race leader at the white flag. It's still Brennan Lacey. Down into 3 for the final time. Lacey's going to bring us off the final set of turns. And the 414 is going to pick up the win of the A&J Custom Creations heat race number 1. Phil Miller will go second, Kyle Moon in third, and Steven Spees will get up to that 4th and final transfer spot. He'll get to bypass tonight's consolation event. So let's take a look at the official results here for heat race number 1 tonight. Again, brought to you by A&J Custom Creations. You see there your winner, the 414, Brennan Lacey. Phil Miller finishes second, Kyle Moon in third, Steven Spees finishes in the 4th spot. 5th place going to Austin Gravy. Nicholas Vickery goes 6th, and Kyle Parker gets the 7th spot. Did not make the call for that one by the looks of it. So maybe some troubles there for the driver who sits towards the top in these point standings. Let's take a look here quick at your McConey Setup Shop heat race number 2 starting lineup. Andrew Smith, the 79, going to line up on the pole position. Next to him, that's John Hine in the 71. Ludovic Buisson, he drives the 72. They'll get some duct tape out and get a 72 on there later. He'll start inside row number 3. AJ Abreda, the 358 winner tonight, he lines up in position number 4. Jeff Laro going to start inside the 3rd row. That's the 200 machine going from 5th, and Patrick Maltese, the 49, will complete the starting grid, or the 143 for Maltese here tonight. That's the starting lineup. We're set for the McConey Setup Shop heat race number 2. Field will get the green. We are underway with the McConey Setup Shop heat race. John Hine has the initial lead in the 71. A.J. Abreda right there with him in a 22. Smith runs in 3rd. Look at the battle for the final transfer spot. Maltese, the 143, has it. Flaro working the bottom in the 200. Buisson, a feature winner, trying to not get last in this heat race. That's how tough this racetrack is. You feel good, and then you come race on this racetrack, and it is a humbling experience. Meanwhile, John Hine, we've seen him take several of the 2W's Plumbing Hard Charger Awards recently. He is your race leader. Abreda in that 2nd spot. Smith runs in 3rd. Maltese in 4th. Again, that is the final transfer spot for the driver of the 143. Hine continues to show the way off of the corner. There's a battle for the 3rd spot. Smith and Maltese side by side. Maltese going to throw the slider. Got it. Does it stick? No. Here comes Smith back to the inside. We are officially into slide job territory here tonight at Fairbury. Back to the inside comes Maltese. He will have that 3rd spot once again. So here comes that 79 of Smith on the top. He's got the run. He's got the 3rd spot. Maltese now in 4th, and he's going to have to try to hold off Ludovic Buisson, who is right there within striking distance to bypass tonight's consolation. Oh, Maltese tried to throw a slider, cuts his own momentum. Here comes Buisson on the bottom. Does he throw a slider? Is there room? No, he could not. White flag is out as they continue to battle. John Hine, he's got this one well in hand. Final turn with Abreda right there behind him. And John Hine's going to win heat race number 2. Abreda finishes 2nd. Andrew Smith will go 3rd. And at the line, Patrick Maltese will hold on for the 4th spot. Good race here tonight. John Hine going to park that Epsilon Sprint Wrap 71 in his pit stall as a winner, and we'll get set for your 3rd and final heat race of the evening. They head to the staging area as we'll take a look at your official results from heat race number 2. Hine, Abreda, Smith, and Maltese. Your transfers, Buisson and Flaro going to go to the Velocity Race Design B-Main here tonight to settle their starting lineup spots. That brings us to our 3rd and final heat race this evening. Starting lineup, we'll have Aiden Young on the pole position. He is the driver of car number 69. Next to him is the 123. You see the 2333 on his car. That's Lane Snook, Fast Lane out of Pennsylvania, going from the outside of row number 1. Row 2, Jeremy Prey, the Wraith Racing 817. Daniel Blau starting fourth on the grid. That is the Spartan Racing number 17. Final row, Philip Gom on the inside, the 32 with a 0. Francis Major, the number 25, will be your sixth and final starter for heat race number 3 here tonight for the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds of the GForce Racing Leagues. Scott Hurwitt and Howard Hanna Real Estate bring us the third and final heat race. Scott Hurwitt, you can see his email address there at the bottom of the screen. Great guy to get in touch with. He's one of the nation's top multi-million-dollar commercial and residential real estate agents. Just because he's got that big dollar amount there doesn't mean he can't help you save money. That's what it's all about. Knowing the right questions, finding the right answers. That'll find you the right home at the right price. Scott Hurwitt, Howard Hanna Real Estate, bringing us this heat race. Green logo, green flag on the track. Really a 3-wide battle for the lead. Leighton Snook is out front here early on in this one. Dan Blau right there in second. Aiden Young working the bottom, and he's got third. Jeremy Prey, though, big run for the 817. He's got the fourth spot. That is, again, the final transfer to tonight's A main. Francis Major, Philip Gom right now out of the dance as they sit. Here comes Lane Snook off of turn number 4. He will see 5 laps to go as he flashes by the flag stand directly underneath us. Dan Blau, though, all over the young driver as they hit turn number 3. Blau do anything with Lane Snook as they make their way off of 4. Now 4 laps to go, so halfway home in this Howard Hanna Real Estate heat race number 3. Blau taking a look now towards the bottom through the middle of 3 and 4. Snook, though, with the momentum from all of that banking on the top of this racetrack. More banking on the top. The closer you get to the concrete, the more that'll propel you with the momentum. But it is a dance that is tough to tangle with up there for many of these drivers, particularly when this track starts to slick off. Lane Snook down the back straightaway, takes him back into turn number 3. You see Dan Blau is right there. They will come by the white flag. Final lap getting underway of our final heat race. Down the back straightaway for the last time. And Lane Snook going to try and hold on. Blau going to throw one last haymaker. Can't get there. Lane Snook picks up the win. Blau goes second. Aiden Young, Jeremy Prey, Francis Major, and Philip Gom going to be your finishing order from the Howard Hanna Real Estate heat race number 3. Let's make it official. We'll put your results up there on the screen here tonight for the Howard Hanna Real Estate heat race number 3. Snook, Blau, Young, and Prey going to the A. Major and Gom go 5th and 6th. Tonight's racing program also brought to us in part by Schultz Heating and Cooling, the HVAC experts in Plattsburgh, New York. Also, that brings us to tonight's Velocity Race Design B-main event. Let's take a look at the starting grid for this one. Austin Gravy going to line up on the pole position in the 087. Next to him, it's Ludovic Buisson, the 72 out of Canada, Quebec, Canada, to be specific. Francis Major starts inside of the second row. That's the number 25. Nicholas Vickery, the 00, going to go from position number 4. Jeff Flero, the number 200, lines up inside the third row. He's got Philip Gom on his right side. And the final row, Kyle Parker, the 013. Talked about him earlier tonight. Odd to see him in this consolation event. He's number 2 in the point standings entering tonight and scheduled to start on his outside. Has not made the call as of yet. It's Justin Sick, the 15S. So it looks like Sick not going to be able to start tonight's Velocity Race Design B-main. So the field getting set for this B-feature event. 10 laps will be the distance when we go green. And everyone's going to the dance tonight. Just matters where you finish on this one. If you win this one, you'll line up 13th in tonight's feature event, which is better than, say, 20th. Look no further than Velocity Race Design for a fresh new look for your favorite dirt car, whether it's a hot new design of your real car or a retro throwback of your hero for the sim. Velocity Race Design has you covered. Head on over to Velocity Race Design on Facebook for your custom scheme today. Green flag is out. Velocity Race Design B-main action starting now as they head on down into turn 1. That's Ludovic Buisson out front with 72. Here's Vickery and Gravy battling for the second spot as they make their way off the corner. Out into turn number 1 they go. 3 wide battle there. Gom, Major, Parker all battling it out as they head down the back straightaway. Little contact in that outside wall for the 13 of Parker. Also the 32 of Philip Gom had some trouble. He's fallen deeper in the field. Meanwhile, Ludovic Buisson looking good out there. You see the lead over Nicholas Vickery. Austin Gravy still hanging with him, keeping him honest in second. Francis Majors up in that fourth spot, but Kyle Parker, look at him rim ride around the outside in that number 13 machine. He's already gained 3 spots in this Velocity Race Design B main, and that 13 is looking strong as he sails it down into turn number 1. Not afraid to get right up next to the concrete, and he's got his sights set on the 87 of Gravy. Wow, look at the 13 of Kyle Parker come through the field right up next to the wall. Going on board with the driver. Patience up there along the top side, not letting those tires spin. Not on the gas all that long down the straightaways. Take a listen. There you see the 13 of Kyle Parker still working on Nicholas Vickery now for the second spot. Vickery still trails Ludovic Buisson by quite the distance. In fact, Buisson taking the white flag final time around in tonight's Velocity Race Design B main. Buisson well in control of this one, and he will make his way off of the turn, and he will get the win in tonight's Velocity Race Design B main. Coming to that second spot, Kyle Parker's going to get up there into second. Vickery goes third. Major finishes fourth. Austin Gravy going to go fifth, and sixth going to go to Philip Gom. Jeff Flero seventh, and Justin Sick will be credited with the 8th spot in the 15. So that is your Velocity Race Design B main. The results for that one, as you just saw them come across the screen. For those scoring at home, take a look at your results there. Buisson, Parker, Vickery, Major, Gravy, Gom, Flero, and Sick, your 8-car field. Justin Sick, by the way, did make it out there and made some laps during that B main, so looking forward to seeing him in tonight's A feature. That will bring us into tonight's Icon Sim Sports pre-main break. If you are an iRacer and you're looking to take your setup to the next level, well, here's what you need to do. You need to go to iconsimsports.com because they will set you up with a chassis specifically built for you. That custom chassis engineered to accommodate you and your needs. It also replicates the look, feel, and design of a real race car. If you're a modified fan, they'll make it look like a modified. If you're a late model fan, they'll make it look like a late model. Sprint cars, same story. Everything is customized just for you, right on down to the decals and the colors. That's Icon Sim Sports and iconsimsports.com bringing you tonight's pre-A feature break. As part of tonight's event, we also like to take a moment and recognize the NSM Photos Driver of the Week. NSM Photos helps you stand out from the competition. And NSM Photos is the newest division of Need Speed Motorsports. They're able to provide professional-looking photos in 1080p as well as stunning 4K resolution. NSM Photos, look them up on Facebook and at needspeedmotorsports.com. Of course, you can get a hero card to show off yourself, your car, your team, your sponsors, and you show yourself off a little bit. Enjoy it. That's NSM Photos bringing you the Driver of the Week. Who is the Driver of the Week? Brought to us by NSM Photos this week. Well, I think I can answer that question for you here in a moment. Oh, I've got to find him. Where is he at? He's hiding. He's racing here tonight. There he is. Lane Snook. Lane Snook is your Driver of the Week this week, brought to us by NSM Photos. Lane Snook getting the honors as the first two-time winner of a Driver of the Week honors. He started 19th in the Renegades division, passed 17 cars, finished second. Also, honorable mention went to Matthew Croakey and Tom Taylor, who scored their first GeForce Racing Leagues during last week's competition. So congratulations to all of them as Snook gives us a look at the underside of his car. There he is. Good looking machine for that 123 as we will see him on the scoring pylon. We're just about set for tonight's main event. That's coming up right after the break here from the Fairbury Speedway. Stay with us. You're watching the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds on GeForce TV.
At McConey Setup Shop, we offer custom-built setups for any asphalt oval car. Prices starting at just $5. Weekly setups available for all Legends, late models, modifieds, and NASCAR trucks, Xfinity, and Cup cars. Do you need one-on-one driver coaching? We've got you covered. Visit www.McConeySetupShop.com and find yourself in Victory Lane. McConey Setup Shop, handling all your setup needs so you don't have to.
Welcome back to the Fairbury Speedway here on GeForce TV and GeForce Esports, the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds, doing some Thursday Night Thunder. The field at their trailers, last couple moments to get the cars dialed in and set for tonight's main event, brought to us by Epsilon Sprint Wraps. If you're looking to stand out from the competition, Epsilon Sprint Wraps creates tailor-made graphics and logos to fit your personal taste. With a focus on a realistic design, you'll look like you drove off your local dirt track and right on into iRacing. Champions choose Epsilon Sprint Wraps. They bring us the Big Block Modifieds for Thursday Night Thunder, and here is tonight's main event starting lineup. Starting on the pole, the 414, that's Brennan Lacey, and on his right, the 71 of John Hine. Row 2, the 123 of Lane Stook on the inside, outside points leader, Field Miller, and the 677. AJ Abreda going to line up inside row 3, the 322, and next to him is the 17 of Daniel Blau. Fourth row has Kyle Moonen, the 24 on the inside, and the 79 of Andrew Smith on the out. Row number 5, it's Aiden Young in the 69 going on the inside line with Steven Spees starting 10th on the grid and car 55. Going to your 6th row, Patrick Maltese on the 49 on the inside. Jeremy Prey drives the 817, and he'll line up on the outside of the 6th row. Ludovic Buisson on the inside of row number 7, and joining next to him, Kyle Parker in the 013. Going to your next row on the starting grid. It's not going to let me go to the next row tonight. Well, that's not very nice of it. Starting behind them, it'll be Francis Major in the 25, Nicholas Vickery in the 00, the 32 of Philip Gom, and the 87 of Austin Graby. Justin Sick, Jeff Flero from row 10 going to complete your starting grid here tonight. That is the starting lineup, brought to us by Epsilon Sprint Wraps and the Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds getting set to go here tonight. Again, a big race, 30 times around the Speedway. A lot of laps, a lot of time out here on the Speedway. It's going to be a good one here tonight. We are set. Main event action starting right here. Turn number 4, Thursday Night Thunder is officially underway for the Fairbury Speedway. Nearly 3 wide for the race lead. You see them hustle down the back straightaway. This is a track, it's difficult to get 3 wide, but they do it on the opening lap. And Lane Snook going to lead lap number 1 in the 123. John Hine up there on the top. AJ Abreda on the bottom. They run for second. Brendan Lacey back to the 4th spot, and here comes Field Miller into the top 5 in the 677. Kyle Moonen now into the top 5 in the 24. Oh, things happening in a hurry as the caution flag waves for the first time in tonight's main event. We are under the yellow. Let's see if we can find a Malcolm Mills replay. Look at Aiden Young here on this Malcolm Mills replay. See the 69 machine on the bottom of the racetrack there. See if we can pinpoint what happens. Pushes up the hill, gets a little help from behind. Boy, things happen in a hurry, just like we talked about in the Gambler Motorsports pre-race show. Here comes Nicholas Vickery in there. The double zero gets part of the contact, and that's what put us under the caution for the first time here tonight. All of our replays brought to us by Malcolm Mills of Oakland, Ontario, Canada. Malcolm Mills, a full-service mill riding contractor featuring custom welding and fabricating, plus service for their industrial clients. Learn more at mmmillwriting.com. That's Malcolm Mills bringing us all of our replays here this evening. Lane Snook, he wants a replay of that initial start. He got a great jump on the field. We'll do that again. We are back to green. Snook on the bottom, Breda in that second spot. Brendan Lacey, good restart for the 414. He's back up into a podium spot. John Hine, Kyle Moonen, and Phil Miller battling for spot in the top 5 right there. 2 out of 3 of them have it. Phil Miller right now running in position number 6. He's got to keep those points in the back of his head to make smart decisions. As I was saying that, he goes to the top shelf and rips it around the 71 of John Hine into the top 5, and the yellow flag is out once again. We go under the yellow here tonight at the Fairbury Speedway. Let's take a look and see what happened to Andrew Smith, the 79 car there, middle of the screen. He had to check up, took a shot from behind, and just got the car loose. Chain reaction of events over there in turn number 4. That's got the yellow flag out once again. So a little trouble there for Andrew Smith. Puts us under the caution for the second time in tonight's main event for these Epsilon Sprint Wraps. Big Block Modifieds. Again, all of the replays brought to us by Malcolm Mills. By the way, we've got our 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger Award up for grabs here tonight. Located in Naples, New York, 2Ws Plumbing is a full-service contractor specializing in all aspects of plumbing, general contracting, and water treatment for commercial, residential, and multifamily housing. You can call Chris Whipple at 585-749-9478 or online at 2WSPlumbingLLC.com. Let's get set for this restart once again. Lane Snook has been lights out on the drop of the green. He'll get another good start and head him on down into turn number 1. Off of 2, you see them thinking about 3 wide. Brendan Lacey right there. Kyle Moonen in the mix as Lacey banging around on the bottom. Your points leader uncharacteristically into the wall. The 677 of Phil Miller lost a couple of spots. There you see from the back. How about that one? Justin Sick was late to the staging for the B main. He started last on the field. He's up to 7th on the grid. We'll keep an eye on him as he rips around the Fairbury Speedway in that 15S machine. Back out front, you see Lane Snook's lead starting to grow just a little bit. 0.6 of a second over AJ Abreda. That battle for 3rd right there is a wild one. Brennan Lacey on the top, Kyle Moonen in the middle, John Hine on the bottom. They'll all bounce around, and back into the top 5 comes Phil Miller. Miller into the 5th spot, trying to work to the inside of Kyle Moonen. As we say that, here comes Justin Sick to the inside of all of them. 14 positions gained, 20th up to 6th, and maybe more for the driver of the 15S. Sick working the bottom. He'll slip back to the 7th spot. Brennan Lacey coming around him. Phil Miller just in front of them. There's Daniel Blau, Ludovic Buisson in the mix. 4 wide down the front straightaway as they exited turn number 4. 55, Steven Spees right there. 4 wide down the back straightaway. Will that stick getting into turn 3? It's not a good one for Daniel Blau. He'll save it. Now we've got trouble coming off turn number 4, and the yellow flag is out. Oh my goodness. They were really pushing the envelope, going 3 wide. Then they decided to make it 4 wide. And you'll see the incident over here. Patrick Maltese and Steven Spees going to have trouble at the exit of turn number 4. Do you see that? Spees had the tires locked up. He was so on the brakes. He had everything locked up getting into turn number 3. Then the contact with the 143 of Maltese, and they go around over here in turn number 4. Watch this again. Speeds in the 55 on the bottom of the racetrack. Watch the tires. Watch the rear. Locks him up to avoid that inside tire. Incredible job of driving. Unfortunate for the contact at the exit of the corner. Wow. Things happen in a hurry here. This is a tough racetrack. You see the incident there. Going to take those two drivers and put them to the tail of the field. At the opposite end of the track, it's still Lane Snook and AJ Abreda running first and second in this one as we'll get the halfway signal at the flag stand next time around. Abreda in second. He's got Kyle Moonen working to the inside. Here comes Field Miller. Oh, when you get into the last stages of these Epsilon Sprint Wrap Big Block Modified races, you know Field Miller's going to be up there towards the front. Thinking about 4 wide again are the drivers. Brendan Lacey around the outside of Kyle Moonen. Lacey up to the 4th spot. Moonen now 5th. John Hine running in 6th. Justin Sick is in 7th with 14 circuits of the Fairbury Speedway to go. Ludovic Buisson back into the mix. The 72 up there on the top. He's coming forward from the B main. Picked up the win in the B. Look at him stair-stepping. 5 for 6 cars. Stair-stepping off of turn number 4. There's Lane Snook, the young driver out of Pennsylvania, being so good in this one. Abreda. Now here's Brendan Lacey. Field Miller battling for 3rd. Down the back, down the front straightaway they go and into turn number 1. There's the 4-1-4 of Lacey. He's got his sights on Abreda for 2nd. Miller working to his inside, hippity-hoppity through the rough stuff, getting into 3. Hine might have given a little shot to the tail of the 677 of Miller. Miller now in the 5th spot. Moonen sneaking around his outside. 3 wide down the back straightaway for the 6th spot. Hine, Miller, and Buisson go 3 wide. That's just in front of the 15 of Justin Sick, who now goes to the bottom. Oh, look at this battle now off of turn number 4. Sick got a little loose down there right next to the tires. Here comes Kyle Parker out of the B main. Oh, Buisson is into the wall off of turn number 4. The 72 going to lose several spots. We're stacking them up here on the front straightaway, and the yellow flag is out. Oh, this is going to be a tough break for several drivers. It's going to start, I believe, with Ludovic Buisson. Over there in 3 and 4, he was pushing the envelope on the top of the racetrack. Into the corner he goes, just drifts up and gets into that concrete, gets the car sideways, but it doesn't end there. He bounces down and gets Austin Graby just the slightest of contact, going to spin Graby around. Buisson then maybe, gets a shot there from Spies. They're able to continue. Spies, look at that job of driving again from the 55 of Spies. Wow. He's not going to get the finish he wanted here tonight, but that Gambler Motorsports 55 car, it could have been on the wrecker a long time ago, and he's still out there competing. So, going to take that as a win on this little racetrack. Make it to lap number 30, I would say, for some of these drivers tonight, including the 55 of Steven Spies, where there's been trouble. It's found him. Back to the green we go. 8 laps remaining for Lane Snook. Snook works the bottom of Breda. Brendan Lacey, Kyle Moonen, and John Hine are your top 5 with Field Miller in 6th. Kyle Parker's up to 7th. Justin Sick still has gained 12 spots. He runs at 8th. Daniel Blau and Nicholas Vickery, your top 10. Here we go. Oh, we've got trouble. Look at the front runners over there in turn number 2. Let's take a look at this one. We need another Malcolm Mills replay, and we're going to get an exact look at what happened over there in turn number 2. Oh, the 23 of Snook down there, the 322, really trying to push the envelope there was AJ Abreda. Stuck his nose to the inside. They made contact with the tire down on the inside, and then we had a major incident form up over there in turn 2. Again, another Malcolm Mills replay over there in turn 2 for that incident. As we get set for 6 more green flag laps. Snook, Abreda, Moonen, Hine, and Miller now the top 5. and they'll come to the green off of turn number 4. Anybody's guess who's going to get this one. 6 more laps of green. We're back underway. Another good restart there from Lane Snook. He'll take her on into turn 1 off of turn number 2. Great forward bite for that 123. Breda right there in second. Gets a look to his inside off of 4. Can't get it done. Kyle Noonan in third. Here's the battle for 4th. John Hine. Oh, we've got trouble. Your second place car, AJ Breda, finds the infield tractor tire. And he goes up and over in a turn number 2. And we are under the yellow once again. AJ Abreda running in second. Check this out on this Malcolm Mills replay. There's the battle down off of turn 4. We're heading into turn number 1, and this is where the incident happens. Just clips that infield tractor tire, and the ride is on. Abreda, winner tonight in the 358s, was hoping to double dip and get the win here in the big blocks, and that incident right there is going to end his hopes for the victory here in the Epsilon Sprint Wrap Big Block Feature event, as we're now set for a 5-lap dash to the finish. Lane Snook is your leader. Kyle Moonen, John Hine, Field Miller, and Kyle Parker, your top 5. Justin Sick from 20th restarts in the 6th position, and we will get that green off of turn number 4. 4 laps of green flag action. Can Lane Snook hold on? He's got teammate Kyle Noonan right there behind him. Into 1 they go. Hine in third. Miller's going to try that middle line. The 677 trying to come forward, and we're side by side for 5th. A couple of hard chargers. 9 spots gained for Parker. 14 spots gained for Justin Sick. Side by side for a top 5 run. Daniel Blau right there behind them. Phil Miller still working on John Hine. The 13 of Kyle Parker. He's going to try way up top on the last couple of laps here. Look at him trying to get that Spartan Racing car sailing. He'll have the momentum. He gets around Field Miller. Miller sideways. He's going to lose several spots off of turn 2. White flag is out. Final lap. Lane Snook looking for the win off of turn number 2. Down the back straightaway for the final time. Kyle Moonen in that 2nd spot. And off of turn number 4, it is Lane Snook getting his first win in the Epsilon Sprint Reps Big Block Modifieds. Kyle Moonen going to go 2nd. John Hine finishes 3rd. Kyle Parker 4th, and Justin Sick gains 15 spots, 20th to 5th here tonight, and he will be your 2Ws Plumbing hard charger here tonight. Wow, what a feature event we had, and that is going to put Thursday Night Thunder to rest, but don't go anywhere. Your Epsilon Sprint Wraps Victory Lane presentation about to come your way, where we will hear from your 3rd place finisher, the 71 of John Hine, Kyle Moonen, and your winner tonight, Lane Snook. We'll also hear from your 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger Award recipient tonight, Justin Sick. What an event it was here this evening with these drivers. In fact, let's get right to it. Let's head on into the Epsilon Sprint Reps podium presentation. Justin Sick, 20th here tonight on the starting lineup, and you finish up there in the top 5. Unbelievable. Has to feel good to salvage your night like that. Justin, has to feel good to start 20th on the field and come forward to finish in the top 5.
Yeah, man, it feels great, honestly. I didn't even know if I was going to make the race. You know what I mean? I was in another race, and I was registered already for this one, and I came in during the consolation right as they were going green, basically, and hopped in there.
Unbelievable.
You know, yeah, it's crazy.
How did you, it seemed like you used about every inch of the racetrack, particularly the first half of this race.
Yeah, I mean, my strategy really was to, you know, you're in last, buddy. You need to go, and that's what I did. And you know, I got to the bottom, and the bottom was really, really working for me as always. And you know, that's where I tried to stay for the most part, and it worked out. I mean, 20th to 5th, I can't complain.
Not at all. And another nice, slick looking paint scheme on the 15S tonight.
Yeah, man. KMJ Graphics does a great job.
Very cool. Who else do you need to thank for the 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger Award here tonight?
The Firm Motorsports, those are the guys I roll with nowadays. Ryko Motorsports, they handle our setups and you know support us 100%. And I mean, their setup did a great job tonight, and I can't be more happy with it. Apex Auto Glass and Tinting, Highside Racewear, uh, man, there's so many. My girlfriend, you guys, have a great show, and GeForce, I like running here. It's fun.
Excellent. Glad you had a good time here tonight.
Thanks.
Congratulations on the Hard Charger Award from 2Ws Plumbing and a top 5 finish
Oh,
as
man.
well.
Thanks.
There is Justin Sick. He'll be your 2Ws Plumbing Hard Charger Award here tonight. A man who's familiar with those Hard Charger Awards, didn't have to work quite so hard for a podium finish tonight. That's John Hine. John finishes in the 3rd spot tonight. John, wild battle up front with you guys.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I wouldn't have to work as hard because I'm my son's hanging out. So great finish tonight. It was all of us were under a blanket up front and one lane, and it just the slightest mistake, boy, you really paid for it. But it was a lot of fun. Kyle and I don't know if you could fit a sheet of paper between us for quite a few laps there. It was wild.
Yeah, that's kind of just your luck this season. You say a couple weeks ago at Victory Lane you wanted to be up front for a start. You wouldn't have to work so hard. Then you come onto a tight little racetrack like this where, your tongue's kind of hanging out at the end of 30 laps on this little joint.
Yeah, the focus and concentration to do that tonight was extremely high, and it was fun.
Who do you need to thank for a solid podium finish here tonight for that 71 team?
I need to thank Kyle Parker. Earlier in the week, he helped me out with a set and everything else, and I would not be sitting here tonight without Kyle's help. So I really want to say thank you to him. I really, really, I'm really happy with how this set worked out. And I also want to thank my guys at Gambler Motorsports. We have a lot of fun. Steven, Aiden, Daniel, all those guys, we have a blast. And then the cruise shop, COVID looks like it's coming to an end, probably, hopefully, here in the next few months. And, go to the cruiseshopfw.com, and Brennan can set you up and send you anywhere in the world. And then since it's a title sponsor of the series, check my car out. It's an Epsilon Sprint Wraps car. Preston will set you up. Go out to Facebook, look up Epsilon Sprint Wraps, PM Preston, and say, hey, I want one of those. They look fast.
They look fast, and tonight the car was fast as well. So was the driver. Congratulations on a 3rd place run tonight, John Hine.
Thank you very much, guys. And thank you for the broadcast.
You bet. Our pleasure. John Hine, always fun to talk to, no matter the occasion. And then we get to talk to another driver here tonight, Kyle Moonen, who's going to go runner-up in that number 24 machine. Kyle, I saw you as high as 2nd place in this one. I think you may have even been back to 8th place. What a wild, wild night that had to be behind the wheel of the 24.
Yeah, it was wild. It was good racing though. I had fun racing. With those guys, it was pretty clean for the most part. A little bit of rubbing here and there, but yeah, it was just kind of fighting for position on the starts. It seemed like it was kind of difficult to pass.
I didn't have a lot of high hopes or expectations coming into this because you put these big blocks on this little track, and I really didn't know what to expect here tonight. So looking back, what were your expectations coming in here, and did it meet or exceed them?
To be honest with you, I really wasn't sure what to expect either. I mean, I really don't run these that often. It's just more occasional, and Fairbury's tight, and it's tight and everything. So I kind of figured for sure, there'd be some rubbing and bumping. I kind of figured it'd stay around the top a little bit longer than it did, but it was pretty much stuck to the bottom there in the feature.
What was it like mentally out there on the track? Because it seemed like you'd get up into the top 3, then something would happen, you'd fade, and you'd have to come back. Like when you'd fade back a little bit or lose a couple spots for this, that, or whatever reason, what do you tell yourself to say, you know what, I got to get back up there to where I was?
Right. Mostly just you know, you got to run where the guy in front of you isn't mostly, so it's just trying to search around, uh, trying to tell yourself not to overdrive it. That's really easy to do in these, especially when it was getting slick like that. And the more tire spin you have, it kills you more than anything. So
Who do you need to thank for the solid run here tonight?
just everyone at Bandy built. Brandon actually just threw us a set there right before feature, and that helped out. And Jesse and Fitz, and good job to Lane on his run. I didn't have anything for him when we got out in second, and Lacey, the job he ended up in the pits, but we'll see him again. So, yep,
All
that's
right.
it.
Kyle Moonen, congratulations. Your runner-up here tonight at the Fairbury Speedway with the Epsilon Sprint Rep Big Block Modifieds. And that brings us to the man in victory lane here tonight. He led all 30 laps. Lane Snook, congratulations on your first Big Block Modified win with the GeForce Racing Leagues.
Thank you.
Tell us about your view from behind the wheel of the 23 here tonight. The guys behind you, they were wild, but you seem to have a little bit of control all around you tonight with setting the pace out front.
Yeah, I knew slow was faster, and I'm kind of happy it wasn't up top because I'm not very good up top this place.
Was there a game plan going into this race? Like I'm going to try to stick to the bottom right next to those tires as best I can until they tell me or show me I got to move?
Not really. Beginning, I thought I had to be up top, and then I passed first two on the first lap, and I was like, maybe the bottom's better, so I ran it the whole race, and it obviously worked.
What went through your head when you were able to pass that front row there on the very start?
I don't know, I thought I was going to lose like 2 spots and not gain them. I was kind of surprised.
What are these big blocks like? We see you driving sprint cars. We know you're an accomplished go-kart racer. What do these cars feel like compared to the others for driving?
A lot more throttle control, and they seem pretty wide, and they're fun to drive, that's for sure.
And a lot more fun when you're out front with everybody behind you. Lane, who do you need to thank for the win here tonight and that good-looking 23 again?
I need to thank Velocity Designs, Bandy Built Racing, Dirt Doctor Trucking, Bio.com, Powerhouse Motorsports, Wagman Brothers, GeForce Racing Leagues, you guys for the broadcast, Universal Settlement Service, Jack on Howard Associates, Keystone Alliance, KKP, Keister Coating Products, Fox's Pizza Done, Mexico Ridge Bee Farm, Center Designs, and I need to thank everybody like Brandon, Jesse, Brennan, Goldner, Fitzy, Moonen, all of them for helping me get this win tonight.
And the man behind the wheel, Lane Snook, your first win with the big blocks, your 23rd career win with the GeForce Racing Leagues at the ripe old age of 12. Is that correct?
Yeah,
Not so bad. Congratulations on the win here tonight.
thank you.
Lane Snook, he's going to take her to victory lane. That 123 car showed the way from the second row, got out to the lead, and never looked back. He is tonight's winner here with these Epsilon Sprint Wraps Big Block Modifieds. Only one driver so far this season has been able to repeat a win in this division. That was Kyle Parker. Other than that, they've all been singular wins. Will that change next week? Well, we'll find out. Next Monday Night Madness is at the Kokomo Speedway. Another tight and exciting racetrack. We hope you will tune in for Thursday Night Thunder here on GeForce Racing and GeForce Esports, part of GeForce TV. That'll be an exciting one next week at Kokomo. Another very good racetrack. They'll be up there banging the walls next Thursday night. Of course, you can join Scotty DeYoung and myself coming up on Monday night. The A&J Custom Creations Renegades will be back in action tomorrow night. Tune back in. Joe and Doug, they'll have the call. The late models will be competing. Oh, those are always exciting to watch as well. You can find that live right here on GeForce Esports as well. And in fact, head on over to GForceRL.com. You'll find information on all of the 19 different leagues that are competing across the GeForce Racing Leagues this week. And you'll find more information on the charity event that's coming up here to conclude the month of February with some great modified action. So much going on the GeForce Racing Leagues. And hey, you know what? Make sure when you're liking and getting dialed in for everything that comes up on GeForce Esports, head on over to the GeForce Racing League's Facebook page. Give that a like and follow as well to help keep you up to speed on all of the events, all of the leagues, all of the happenings across the GeForce Racing Leagues. For everyone with the GeForce Racing Leagues and for Scotty DeYoung, who had the night off tonight, I'm Sean Neested. Thanks for tuning in, and we'll see you again at the track real soon. Good night, everybody.